I believe that people have to live for something bigger than themselves. If you want to be happy, if you want to be fulfilled in life, it can't just be about me, me, me. You know, what are my problems and my concerns and my worries? It's just, you're going to be miserable. I am going now to a group of people who've decided to volunteer their time, their effort, their attention, their resources, their energy for building the feast and bringing people closer to God. I'm going to Cavite right now and excited to do that. You know, there are so many feasts around the world, 349. And once in a while, in a province or in a city, the leaders gather, you know, and they pray together, share, swap testimonies, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful time. I'm not able to do that in many of these gatherings, but I want to do it here in Cavite because we're installing a new leader over their district. So that's for maybe another time. I'd like to talk about that. But right now, what I want to say to you is that, you know, I just love it when all these people, they're not being paid. You know, the group that we're going to go to, they're not being paid, but they're there serving the different feasts in whatever ministry. Some of them are leaders of small groups, some of them are leaders of big groups, some of them, and it's amazing how they volunteer their time selflessly. But that's what makes them happy. And I'm going to encourage you to do that. They made this medical study, and I find it riveting just reading about it, about this group of cancer patients. So they made this huge study, medical study of cancer patients, huge number of people who had cancer, and they wanted to find out the activity that they were doing that prolonged life. And it was a 5-year study. And so when they started, they actually wrote down the number of patients, their names, who were volunteering, whether it be in church or in ministry or an orphanage or home for the aged. And it was fascinating to know that, so there were these two groups of people. One group of people volunteering, the other group of people not volunteering. After 5 years, they noted that the group of patients, cancer patients, who were doing volunteer work, even if they were sick, there were a number of them that were still alive, and they were still, you know, there was this sense of joy in them, a sense of purpose. But this other group of cancer patients that were not volunteering, all of them, like 100% of them, were gone. They passed away on the 5th year, by the 5th year of the study. And I find that riveting because it is so simple. You know, think about it. To go out of your way, think of someone else, be selfless at certain hours of your week where you say, okay, it's not about me, it's about serving other people. Isn't that amazing how simple that is? How it can be very difficult if you're wrapped up in your own problems, in your own pain, in your own difficulty. But there, it is a important secret to life. And I will advise and encourage you right now to think about that. How can you volunteer? How can you make it a regular part of your calendar? And you will see more joy, more peace coming into your life when you say, this is it. I am doing something that is really far bigger than who I am.
Mentioned in the Bible 366 times. Now, brothers and sisters, kung sakaling sobrang takot ka ngayon, gamitin mo na yung isa. If you still have doubt in yourselves, bakit ako nandito? Bakit ako nagsiserve? Gamitin mo na yung isa. All we have to do is to say yes. Maybe it's always a prayer.
One we're going to be introducing today is making miracles. Yes, he is here because he loved us. Brother Bo Sanchez. Love you too. Really, from the bottom of my heart, just want to say thank you so much. I'm not going to give a talk. That's Brother Carl. He's going to give the talk. But I'm here to say one thing to you. I want to say thank you. 5 feasts in Cavite. One of the things I learned about life is that there is no great thing that can ever happen in this world without sacrifice. 5 feasts. Each of those feasts are great. Great, great, great fruits of your sacrifice. I want you to tap somebody on the shoulder, put your arm around that person and say, thank you for the sacrifice. Let me say this in Tagalog. I'm not very, eloquent in Tagalog, but I will try to say this sentence because I really mean it from my heart. Alam ko, bumuhos ang dugo for those 5 feasts to happen every week. You sacrificed your time. You sacrificed your effort. You sacrificed your attention, your resources, your energy to be able to make those feasts happen. I want to thank God. You know what? For a big harvest to happen, you had to die. Seeds had to die for a harvest to take place. I wish I could tell you, hindi na masyadong magiging masakit. I wish I could tell you, konti na lang yung sacrifice ang mangyayari. Hindi. Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin yan. Because we want to do greater things for the Lord. And there will be more sacrifice. There will be more pain. There will be more bloodletting. There will be more of hard work and giving up of this and giving up of that. But if there's one thing I want to encourage you with, is that God is watching. Whatever sacrifice we give, God is watching. My dear leaders of Cavite, the reason why God is working here at the 5 feasts is because of you. You've made it all happen. Dahil sa iyong sacrifice. And why will there be 10 feasts and 15 feasts and 20 feasts and 25 feasts here in Cavite? It will also because of your sacrifice. You are the reason why miracles are happening here. God is watching. God will reward you in an amazing way. God has already rigged the universe in such a way that when you do sacrifice, the reward and the blessings of God are already waiting for you. And I want to thank you, really, you are the backbone of the work of God here. My heart goes out to you. I pray for you every day. I ask God to empower and bless you more. I want to thank God that He gave such wonderful leaders here in Cavite. Maraming salamat. Pag nagsasacrifice ka, you find more joy. There is more joy when you sacrifice. It's not an easy life, but who wants an easy life? An easy life is boring. An easy life is, at the end of the day, miserable. If you live only for yourself, do not look for an easy life. Look for a life of love. Look for a life of sacrifice. Giving yourself to other people. I want you to go forth from this place, energized, empowered, and anointed. There are many, many people who need God's love. I want you to go out there and be God's love to the world.
Amen.
When people will see the feast, yes, they will like the worship, they will like the talk, but more than that, they will say, ba't ganito dito magmahalan yung mga tao? Ba't ganito magpatawaran? Hindi naman perfect, di ba? Nagkakamali, pero nagpapatawa. And they will experience God's love through you. Thank you again, God bless you all.